How did a song rooted in Korean heritage just break one of the biggest records in American music history? Before we get into it, make sure you hit subscribe, like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with every ARMY you know, because this moment is bigger than anyone expected. The story begins with a title that already carries deep cultural weight: ARIRANG. For decades, ARIRANG has been known as one of Korea's most iconic traditional songs, something that represents identity, history, and emotion. So when BTS announced a project connected to that name, expectations were already high. But what no one, not even industry experts in the United States, predicted was this: BTS would go on to achieve the highest debut on the Billboard 200 among all artists in history. Yes, not just among K-pop acts, not just among groups, among everyone. And that's exactly why American media outlets, from major music publications to primetime entertainment shows, started using one word over and over again: unprecedented. But to understand why this moment hits so hard, you have to look at what's been happening leading up to it. The US music scene has been dominated by some of the biggest names in the world, artists with massive radio backing, long-established industry networks, and global recognition. Names like Taylor Swift, Drake, and even Bruno Mars have set standards for what a big debut looks like, and then BTS walked in and rewrote the definition. Reports began circulating almost immediately after the Billboard numbers were released. Headlines highlighted how ARIRANG didn't just debut strong, it shattered expectations. Sales numbers surged across digital platforms. Streaming figures exploded within hours. Physical album sales, something many thought was declining in importance, saw a massive resurgence, driven by BTS's dedicated fanbase. But numbers alone don't tell the full story, because behind this historic debut, there were moments, real, human, emotional moments, that made this achievement feel alive. One of those moments involved Jungkook. Just days before the Billboard announcement, Jungkook delivered a performance in the United States that fans are still talking about. It wasn't just technically flawless, it was powerful. There was a rawness in his voice that night, something that made even casual listeners stop and pay attention. Clips of that performance spread across social media at lightning speed, with American viewers commenting things like, "I didn't expect this level of emotion," and "He just converted me into a fan." Jungkook wasn't just performing, he was making people feel something. And then there was Jin. While Jungkook's presence carried intensity, Jin brought something equally impactful in a completely different way. During a promotional appearance tied to ARIRANG, Jin spoke about the meaning behind the project. He described it as more than music, it was a bridge between cultures. His words resonated deeply, especially with international audiences who were seeing Korean tradition presented on one of the biggest stages in the world. One particular clip of Jin went viral across US platforms. In it, he pauses for a moment, smiles, and says that music doesn't need translation to be understood. It just needs sincerity. That line alone sparked thousands of reactions, with fans and even non-fans sharing it as a powerful reminder of why BTS continues to stand out. As the release of ARIRANG unfolded, the momentum became impossible to ignore. Streaming platforms reported record-breaking first-day numbers. Music critics began publishing early reviews, many of them highlighting how BTS managed to blend traditional elements with modern production in a way that felt both innovative and authentic. One US-based critic described it as a cultural moment disguised as a chart-topping album. And then came the Billboard 200 debut. When the official numbers dropped, the reaction was immediate and intense. Highest debut ever. That phrase started appearing everywhere. News anchors mentioned it during broadcasts. Social media timelines exploded with reactions. Even artists who had previously dominated the charts began acknowledging BTS's achievement. It wasn't just another #1 album. It was a record that redefined what was possible, but what made it even more powerful was the context, because BTS didn't achieve this by following the traditional Western formula. They didn't change who they were to fit into the market. Instead, they brought their identity, their culture, and their artistry to the forefront, and the world responded. Jungkook's influence during this era continued to grow. His individual clips, interviews, and performances became entry points for new audiences in the United States. People who had never followed BTS before suddenly found themselves drawn in, not just by the music, but by the presence he carried. At the same time, Jin's emotional connection with fans added depth to the entire narrative. His interactions, his words, even his expressions during live appearances became moments that fans held on to. There was a sense that he understood the significance of what was happening, not just as an artist, but as someone representing something bigger. And then came one of the most talked about moments of all, during a live segment celebrating the success of ARIRANG. Jungkook and Jin shared a brief exchange that quickly went viral. Jungkook, visibly energized, talked about how surreal the moment felt. Jin responded with a calm but meaningful statement about gratitude and responsibility. It was a contrast that fans loved. Energy meeting reflection, excitement meeting sincerity. That clip alone generated millions of views within hours. But beyond the viral moments, beyond the headlines, beyond the numbers, there was a shift happening. Industry insiders began discussing what this meant for the future of global music. If BTS could achieve the highest debut in Billboard 200 history with a project like ARIRANG, what barriers were left? What limits still existed? Some analysts suggested that this could open the door for more international artists to bring their authentic sound to the global stage without compromise. Others pointed out that BTS had already been paving that path for years, and this was simply the moment where everything aligned. Meanwhile, fans across the United States turned the achievement into a celebration. In cities like Los Angeles and New York, armies organized gatherings, played BTS songs in public spaces, and shared their excitement both online and offline. The sense of community was undeniable. This wasn't just about supporting an artist, it was about being part of a movement. And right at the center of it all were Jungkook and Jin, two artists with different energies, different styles, but a shared ability to connect with people in a way that feels real. Jungkook, with his undeniable stage presence and vocal power, pulling audiences in with every performance. Jin, with his sincerity and emotional depth, reminding people why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. Together, they helped shape a moment that will likely be remembered for years to come. As the days passed, the conversation didn't slow down. It grew. More media outlets picked up the story. More fans discovered BTS. More discussions emerged about the significance of ARIRANG and what it represents. And through it all, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a record. It was a turning point, a moment where the global music industry had to acknowledge that the rules had changed. Now the question is, what happens next? Can BTS break their own record? Will ARIRANG hold its position and extend its impact even further? And how will Jungkook and Jin continue to shape this new era of global music? Because if this is what they've already achieved, it feels like they're just getting started. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe this is BTS's biggest moment yet? Or is something even bigger coming? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next chapter of this story might be even more unbelievable than this one.